Can you please take us back to the beginning of your journey and share a defining moment that shaped the woman that you are today?
First of all, I would like to thank you so much for inviting me for this exciting conference. I think it's not my first time as a speaker for some, discussion about the women in the lead. First time for join such a huge one. So thank you so much for inviting me. And maybe what I will say will resonate with someone and can add, to the knowledge and success to others. Um, to come back to your question, I think I've always imagined myself as, number one everywhere. I was trying to think about my earliest memories. And I think that as a school girl, always I wanted to be first, number one everywhere, in all school activities, after school activities, home activities, everywhere. Um, I've been always restless, and I've been always trying to participate, to put myself in each trouble I could see around myself. Have grown up in the family that, we don't have this things like men, women differentiation. All are equal. And I was very lucky to be grown by parents that, raised me in real love, and shared with me all their love they could. So I never felt underestimated. um, but at some point, we say that school sometimes break their personality. Something happened in my high school, and I think that after that it was a kind of regression in the personality that I was building myself as. So I do remember that unsuccessful story, and it took me some quite years to rebuild the confidence back. So but so I've seen it in two ways: how it's growing in the family that is flourishing support and nourishing the personality, and how the schools and education can damage that things. It took me quite some years to overcome that the damage. um, it's always been my family beside me, my parents, who gave me the good example of being, they always taught me, Olga, there is nothing, no dead end ever. There is, in always, in each situation you can find minimum two or three ways out. I took this sentence through all my life, and it really helped me a lot. um, I never, I never faced any situation where I couldn't find any two or three solutions, and that was my lesson learned, and that what helped me actually to build myself, and I truly build myself. My by education, I'm not an HR, and I'm a teacher. Yes, so I didn't like that career, and I started to grow myself from scratch. Whatever I could learn, I did it. And unfortunately, I didn't have around me at work or anywhere in the university or work environment someone who can coach me, lead me, develop me, or anything stuff like that. So it was always me and myself, beside myself. And whatever I didn't know, I tried to learn. Whatever I see that I feel gap, I always motivated myself not to feel that gap, but to fill that gap, not to feel um, depressed, or when I'm looking back in my over like almost 15 years of in HR, it's all built brick by brick by myself. Whatever I see that I don't know something, I learn it. Whatever I see that I'm missing some skills, or anywhere, it shows up when you communicate with in the meetings, when your colleagues, especially with seniors at your work, you feel where you are gapping, where the things that you have to learn. So that always, Olga is going back, opens the book and read. uh, Now, of course, you have a lot of resources, and to be honest, there is never excuse that you don't know something. That's always, I never give myself this excuse. If I don't know something, I can learn it. And I think that is really that helped me a lot. And I keep on learning. I know a lot of things. However, I know that I don't know a lot of things, and I turned it into the kind of engine for myself for continuous learning. And I feel also, I always compare myself. I try not to compare myself to other people because, as the previous speaker said, you never compare someone to someone else. You compare yourself to what you were 1 year or 2 years back. So that is my journey, and I keep on learning. I have graduated from two universities. I have received four certifications after that, and every year I'm trying to learn something new, to participate, to take any course or any certification or learn something new. That keeps me, um, always tuned in my life.
Yes. Thank you so much, Olga. Definitely having three or more solutions is absolutely important. That is a great life lesson. Um, I want to know, how have the obstacles, uncertainties, and experiences from your journey shaped your personal growth? And
I think I
perhaps,
will always also give an example. I think it can answer the question. At some period in my work, I had a situation when I really was hoping to be promoted. And instead of being promoted and working for that promotion for many years, someone else was hired. So it was really demotivating for me, and it was at that point I felt like it's a disaster. But what I did, I realized that, okay, what's happened. And if I keep on, thinking that I was not so good, maybe I didn't learn enough, it will never help. So what I did, I just started watching this person who was hired and shadowing and learning and turning it into the huge lesson, into the huge learning opportunity for myself, to first of all to overcome the emotion and see what I can do in this situation, to the best for myself, what I can learn from here, which kind of experience I will help me to grow more, what kind of skills I can train in myself, that I can see that that person was more successful maybe in this particular situation, what helped him or her to be like that. And I learned. And in that situation, I learned not only something for professional life, something in HR, something in leadership. No, I learned something in that helped me to stabilize my emotional intelligence. This part is really important. When you turn something that triggers your emotion, especially negative emotion, into the engine, that is when you find the gold. uh, you just take anything in your life as an opportunity, you take anything in your life as an experience, you take anything in your life as something to as a step above you, what you were before. That was my lesson, and I really I take it later on as something happened again and again. And then I always take it as a learning opportunity, whether it's personal life or something with friends or something with in networking or something at work. Whenever something negative you feel from the first time it's happening, you always turn it into something positive and as an engine, and push to yourself for yourself to move on.
that is absolutely amazing. That is so true. What kept you resilient? What was it through the fear, rejection, burnout, and difficult seasons in your path to success? Because you've shared the lesson, but what is it that kept you resilient through those moments and seasons?
My kids.
Mm. Yes.
I think I have two kids, and I know, first of all, I know that I'm their backup. There is no one behind them to support them, and of course, if I should be number one example for them. I cannot teach them how to live their life, but I can always be a good example of being someone resilient, someone who can go through, who can survive, who can stand up, who can, so when you fall down, you always stand up. And whenever I feel that I don't have power anymore, I just have this uh, eyes of my kids in front of me all the time, and I know that they're waiting for their mommy to stand up and be their best example. I think that is the biggest motivator for myself.
Wow, thank you so much, Olga. That is absolutely inspiring. I think it's so important to look to the new generation, look to the younger generation, be an inspiration, but also having beautiful children looking up to you. So much pressure, but you seem to have really come through it better than anything. Thank you so much for sharing with us today, this evening.
Thank
We've
you.
really enjoyed it and learned so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes. For everyone in the comments section, please do not forget you can still ask Olga and Shatha questions in the comment sections. They are still in the call and they can still answer your questions. Admin will be there to look through them and kind of sift them out so that you can have your questions answered. I see that it looks like there is a question. I am just going to read it
My
out.
hand is up, Lazola.
Yes, please go ahead, Noela.
Okay. Thank you so much, Olga, for such a stimulating story that you just told us. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Yes. I could just imagine being having your children as your strength, when you feel like you're losing your strength and you just look at your children's eyes, you don't want to fail them. Has there ever been a moment where you felt like, oh my goodness, it looks like I'm failing these kids? Has that moment had it ever occurred? A time where you
Failing
felt
the
like,
kid.
yeah, when you has there ever been a moment when you felt like you were not strong enough for your children? When pressure became so overwhelming and you're telling yourself, oh my goodness, I don't think I am what I wanted to be for them today. And how
Well,
were you able to
I
psychologically get out of it?
look. I really have a very complicated personal life that I don't think I have anyone would be interested to hear about that. But actually, I grow my children as a single mother, and it's been moments of everything, of crying, of not sleeping at night. Trust me, I had seen my first kid, believe it, but there were times when I
I
were
can't hear you anymore.
no, sorry.
I lost you for like 2 seconds. I lost you for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, what I'm saying that it's been there were moments of everything. Of course, in the beginning it was very difficult, and most of the moments were so depressive, crying, not sleeping. Sometimes I didn't have enough money for even for myself, for food, for anything. So trust me, I've seen a lot. But yeah, I always there were some moments when I thought that I'm not a good mom. What kind of example I'm showing? But looking back now, when my older child is almost 20,
Hmm.
I think I really did a lot.
Mm.
And being in this age also, I started to learn to praise myself for that, which I wish could have learned much earlier, to praise myself for you know for what I've done, for all my achievements, because there was no one beside me to clap the hands and saying, Olga, you are doing
Hmm.
well. Yeah, 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 go ahead, go ahead. It was
Imagine.
always very difficult. But now I see that, wow, I'm super cool. Now
You're
I can
super
say that,
cool.
yeah, I'm super nice mom.
Yeah.
Not now only, but it's been a lot.
Mm. Wow, that's
Wow.
actually interesting.
Well done. Well done. Well done. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that some people are going to draw strength from this. Some people
Mm.
who are at the level that you have been through. You can see Olga now. I mean, she's pulled through it with all the uncertainties, with not knowing what tomorrow brings and, being unsure of what the next step is going to be. She's still here standing. First child is almost 20, and she has just started. In fact, Olga is just beginning. Thank you so much, Olga.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Noel.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Noella, for that question. That was
There's a
deeply
question in the chat section by
okay.
Ibifaka Campbell.
All right. Let's just read that out loud. So there's a question for you, Olga. Hi, Olga. What about in a situation where you were more qualified than the person that was employed, instead of you being promoted and there was nothing for you to learn from the person? What would you have done in that situation?
Yeah, it actually was the case.
Okay. Okay. So how
Yeah,
did you rise from that? What did you pick up? What were the, I guess, things that we would say are small, but you felt like was still a learning moment, even from
it
that?
was, yeah, it actually when I learned that it doesn't matter who is promoted and why. It's a matter of what I'm doing and how I'm doing and what are my values. I'm still with my values. Am I still with my ethics? Am I still bringing the truth which I believe in? And it was really difficult, and it was so emotionally challenging, but still I learned something really, really important, that it doesn't matter who is being promoted. Your time is coming anyway, sooner or later. And after 2 years, approximately, I learned that I really why it was not happening. I was not, when I saw the challenges, and I saw the huge disaster that is coming to that position, I realized that I was not ready. I thought
Mm,
that I was ready. So it was, I learned something very important, that everything's coming in the right moment, regardless how Instagram like it sounds. But it's really, it's truth. It's, it's coming. And if it's not coming right now to you, it means that life is either protecting you from something, or it's still making you ready for something bigger. And I truly believe in that,
mm.
because I faced it.
Thank you so much. There's another question here, from Ashley, I believe. How do I manage work colleagues who make me feel like I don't belong in the workplace? So how do you add value in a workplace like that?
Well, that is actually a very strange situation that happened to me. That when I moved to Middle East, I was born and grown up in Ukraine, and that is completely different environment. And I never thought that the women have to fight for their place. It was for me like something really.
Mm,
It's my born, I deserve it when I was born.
mm,
Um, so it was challenging for me. It's totally different culture. However, I learned to respect it. I learned to understand from where it's coming. So it felt from beginning that I don't belong to the place really. But what I did to myself, I don't know if it's correct, if it worked, if it's not a best practice. It just worked for me. I kept on working. I kept on focusing on myself, how I am doing things, not how people are thinking I'm doing. Do I belong?
yeah.
Do I feel belonging? Do I do the right thing? If you don't feel belonging to some place, it means maybe you're not doing something that you like. Look at it from other perspective. But if everyone around you thinks that you are not, or giving making everything possible to make you feel uncomfortable, uh, it means that it's not, like, again, something that I learned recently only. When you grow up, when you are afraid of something, or you feel somewhere deep in you that you have some belief, it doesn't come to the conscious level, but you believe in something, you attract it. So if you deeply inside you believe that you don't belong to this place, that the whole environment builds in a way to confirm that you are correct. So I'm not sure if you believe in this or not. I believe that because I tested it on myself, it worked for me. I understood that if you deeply believe that you don't belong, if you deeply believe you don't deserve, if you deeply believe that you are not good enough, you are not good enough. But if you deeply believe that you are enough, you are good, you are doing your best, then all the world around you shapes in a way that to support your belief.
All right. Thank you so much, Olga. I know there are more questions in the comments section. There is one about how to balance challenges of being a single mother and performing optimally at work. I will ask that, Olga, you stay in the conference so that we can be able to talk through those questions after. But thank you so much for sharing. You